Okay, video. Guess what? You're a basic bitch. Let's focus on the basic part, okay? This is part of the video. You have to stay with me. Okay, so in fact, everyone's a basic bitch. Let's prove it. As you may be aware, there seems to be somewhat of a human need to create stories. As your basic bitch knows, we used to pass along stories that didn't get written down for parts of our lives. The Bible was written down over centuries, and this happened via people passing down the stories word of mouth with each other. So somebody finally heard it and was able to write it down. Someone that had the ability to write, because not everybody did. The earliest written story recorded was and yes, this is important for the video. The earliest written story recorded was the Epic of Gilgamesh, an epic series of poems where Gilgamesh, the hero, goes on a journey of self-discovery and challenges. Now, this is the oldest example of a written story, and wherever it came from. Someone basic wouldn't understand. The story would be adapted over and over again, and Gilgamesh would be very clearly this heroic character that grows and changes over time. We see Gilgamesh over time. Similarly, the story follows a pattern. Joseph Campbell, a mythologist, which is basically somebody that studies mythology, noticed that throughout history, humans have a tendency to recreate patterns and in the stories we tell, and he named this the hero's journey, or his back to yeah, we're gonna keep this in. We're gonna edit so we can edit everything. In short, Campbell describes a series of events and stories where protagonists start off in a regular manner, like our lives. Then you get the call to adventure, where you need to go out into the unknown. At first, the hero must refuse in some type of way, and this is to show kind of early signs of insecurities or room to grow throughout the story. Then a mentor character will usually join. In Star Wars, this was Obi-Wan Kenobi to Luke Skywalker, and this is someone that's going to help the hero enter the story, let's say. And then you get the crossing the threshold, which is the part in the story where Then you get the crossing the threshold, which is the part in the story where the adventure kind of gets going and the hero commits to the ride, I guess you can say. Then he goes through the story, meets people, learns skills, does the hero thing. This is the allies and challenges part, I guess you can say. And yes, we may be straying away from why you're basic, but this is my video and we're gonna go with it. When we look closely, Campbell noticed this pattern repeating in mythology, from the Bible to the story of Hercules to the oldest story ever, the story of Gilgamesh. Hey, what do you know? That's connected. So let's ask ourselves again, why do we do this? Why do we have stories in the first place? Well, in short, humans have been passing along stories since rock carvings. It's a way to pass down knowledge, and these stories were lessons and information that would come to be very handy for humanity, or the passing, or the young. And as humans evolved, we created narratives and stories for the sake of education and spiritual development and cooking recipes. And the Bible, for example, I would say is the greatest history book we have access to today, as it's a book that we still modernize and keep up with. It stands the test of time, you may say. But as you may be asking, what does this have to do with me being a basic bitch? And I'm getting to that. You have to stick with me. You see, like stories are a reflection of us, we are a reflection of them, right? I hope that the smart ones already connected the dots, but now keep up. Since we need to write down about people in the stories, we have to simplify a bit. And this is where archetypes come in. If I wanted to write the story of somebody, for example, let's say brave, I would reference brave things I've seen in the real world, creating an archetype which is just a reflection of the real world, but small. The story went on to be, let's say, Harry Potter, which would be a brave archetype. This story is now passed on with these archetypes that kids will read about and hopefully aspire to be brave like Harry Potter. Harry Potter similarly follows the hero's journey. Now, archetypes are very strong. Knowing the influence they have on us is important. though maybe equally important as knowing the influence they have on society as a whole. Archetypes affect society since it's because of society that these ideas are reinforced. If nobody wanted to dress like Batman for Halloween, you really think he would be as iconic? The point is that archetypes are something that's been around since humans were a thing, and if you look at zodiacs, well, sure, they make no logical sense. It's information that's been around for years, and they created a series of archetypes that most people fall under. It's no different from personality types today. People can generally observe the characters of people close, and when you add thousands of years, zodiacs basically become occult science. And do I look like a wizard to you? No. Let's get back to the point of this video. And yes, maybe this is pointless too, but getting back to the point, what do you guys watch out here? What are the stories of now, the mainstream, right? So what do you say? Like The Office, 50 Shades of Grey, Twilight? Yeah, and that sounds basic bitch material. Because remember, you are what you eat. Now, excuse me while your basic bitch feasts on the mainstream and I'm gonna go read some witchcraft and fry my brain. It may hurt, but it's better than being a basic bitch. Because as we all know, if we absorb the easily digestible and don't deal with our uncomfortable emotions and don't choose to study anything obscure that might make you feel comfortable or uncomfortable, then you're really just basic. Because that is, yeah, you're just basic. Go read some Nietzsche, go read some occult. Alright, that's it for the video though. Thank you.